I'm Lauren. Hi. And I am the cosplay coordinator for QuestCon, and I'm also the lead of the adventuring team, which is basically our PR group that goes out to conventions and events and tells everyone about QuestCon, and we dress up in cool steampunk stuff.
All right. How long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying for maybe 2 or 2.5 years now, and it started out like really basic stuff, like taking Halloween costumes and altering them. But I always loved Halloween and dressing up and stuff like that. And then once I started going to conventions and stuff more, I realized that I could do it more often instead of just once a year. So it's kind of just like every day gets to be my Halloween now. So it's fun.
What really draws you to cosplay? What really draws you to dressing up?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that I like it for the attention, but I think all cosplayers like it for the attention. It's just fun. Like, I get to have a normal life and do normal things, and then, like when I'm at a convention, I get to dress up and be someone else or portray, different things, and I don't know. It's really a thing that builds confidence, and it's just fun to do. Like, I love it when people stop you and they're just like, "You look so amazing!" Like it feels really good.
All right. Over the last 2.5 years, what has been your personal favorite cosplay to dress as?
My favorite you mean as far as like what my favorite cosplay to do is, or like my favorite cosplay that I've ever seen?
The favorite cosplay you've done.
Oh, my favorite one that I've done probably would be my steampunk, probably, or my Assassin's Creed was a lot of fun to do. But I like my steampunk because I kind of started out as one thing and it's just transpired and built into something so much larger and more impressive.
All right. What would be your least favorite that you've done?
Um, my least favorites. It's either gonna be between my Harley and Silk, but it's for very different reasons. I love my Harley cosplay, which is the Arkham Knight one, but it takes me like an hour and a half to get the face on, which sucks. Especially if you want to like eat or something and you're like, oh, I touched my face. And then Silk definitely because when you have to pee, basically, it is impossible to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that is a full bodysuit. I don't know how superheroes pulled off.
Exactly, right? They have to be like secret zippers or something, and I obviously was not smart enough to get one of those put in my first suit.
The little flap on the back, you know.
Like old school pajamas.
Yep. All right. Let's see. What are you working on right now for your next cosplay?
Specifically at this moment, I'm working on a prop. Shout out to my beloved Mando friend Will, for showing me the super awesome double crossbow. So I currently actually am working on crossbow things. They actually just came in today, so I started sanding and cutting. But my next cosplay that I'm working on is I got a request to do Katana from Suicide Squad, so that will be the next thing I start up right after I finish this crossbow.
That'll be really cool. That'll actually be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. If time, money, and effort were not an issue, what would be your all-time cosplay that you want to do?
Oh gosh. I kind of picked this out like when I first started cosplaying, like 2 years ago. I was a diehard Warhammer Online player. And so I wanted to build the Night Elf Sovereign Sorceress that I played in the game. But it's like got a crown that's like 4 feet tall and giant shoulder pauldrons. And so I'm gonna need a lot of craft foam and Worbla, and yeah, but the details on it are beautiful, and it's literally like my character. So that's really why I want to be it.
I'm just thinking of a giant foam hat. It's got to be made out of foam, otherwise your neck will break.
Yeah. It's got like lots of sharp points and stuff like on it too. So it's definitely it's a Warbler project that I just need a lot of Warbler for.
What has been your favorite cosplay that you've seen?
Ooh. Um Lord, that is um in person, I would probably say when I was at MomoCon, there was a super awesome Gundam that was there that he made with Thurbla, and that was pretty. It was awesome. Thurbla and Sintra is what he made it with. Um, One that's really inspiring me right now is I think her name is Jermia or Jermea. She is on the other side of the pond there, but she did an Anubis Farah cosplay, and it went viral. And it's beautiful, and it all works, and her wings flap and everything, and I'm just like over it. Like it's fantastic.
Nice. That
But
what?
I was gonna say, yeah, but basically though, like anything that is like big in armor and wings, especially wings, affinity for those. But I'm really into armor cosplays and stuff like that. So the bigger and more intense and detailed it is, like that's where my heart goes.
You can really see the love and the affection that the cosplayer has put into building it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I definitely want to start working on some more big armor stuff just because I think if you're passionate about something, if you really love it, then you'll definitely take the time to put more attention to detail and make sure that it's as impressive as you feel about it.
How did you get involved with QuestCon? How'd that come about?
I got picked up by QuestCon at their first annual cosplay contest that was like last April, I think it was. And I actually showed up in my Arkham Knight Harley Quinn and did the contest. And then I can't remember if it was Schmo or Chad that reached out to me first. But it was literally maybe like 2 or 3 days after the fact, they hit me up and they asked me if I wanted to start doing some PR stuff, like the adventuring theme stuff, essentially. And then the first thing that I ended up doing with them, I believe, was either MobaCon or the Grievance Guild get together. And I had only been with Grievance and QuestCon for like 2 months, so I was like brand new out of the gate. And they're like, "Hey, let's go to Atlanta," and I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And yeah, so it's been fun and crazy, and I'm glad I did it. I really am.
It's a heck of a venture. Speaking of which, how have you been doing? Because the adventuring team QuestCon, this is a hell of a lot of work. How is this? How has this progressed for you from April a year ago?
Oh God. Between my normal day job and conventions and events and making time to build things and sew things together and keeping some sort of a social life. My boyfriend is fantastic and super supportive. I'm just like, "Hey, I have to go out of town across the country for an event, and I'll be gone for like 5 days. I hope that's fine." And but he's super great about it. He just packs the car for me and gives me a hug bye and says, "Okay, I'll see you when you get back." And so, without him, honestly, I'd be a very lonely person. um, but yeah, I do my desk job, and then I probably spend maybe like 30 hours a week working on QuestCon stuff between checking emails and talking to people and working on contracts. And in my very, very few spare hours in between that, I'm trying to build things for myself to wear to these actual things.
It's a never ending journey.
It is, yeah. No, it's definitely he has to check with my schedule before he plans things just to make sure it doesn't end up on top of something else.
All right. What would be So what are you looking forward to in October? What in QuestCon are you looking forward to?
Oh, the podcast last night, the wrecking yard. If I run away, that's where I'll be. If you can't find me, I'm probably with Cedric hiding. Um, that and the lineup of cosplayers that we have coming are pretty fantastic. I picked all of them for very specific reasons because they have specific traits and abilities that I found fascinating about them. And of course, something that I want to learn from them. Like shout out to Lynn Stanley and her fantastic makeup skills. That's why I love you. And like Emily's armor making ability like blows my mind. Um, so just a few things like that. Like they're people that genuinely like have made an impression on me, and they're someone that like I am proud of to be there because like I think that they do great things and they can influence other people to do and make great things like they do.
Do you have an agenda right now for QuestCon? Like, is there certain things that, as part of the adventuring team, you have planned out?
As far as the adventuring team goes, I've pretty much like my schedule is pretty set. Up until October, like I know, just for example, and I will probably leave something out, but the end of this month is Magic City Con in Birmingham. The beginning of July is the Boys and Girls Club Con in Mississippi, somewhere, I can't remember the name of the town. The end of July is MechaCon in New Orleans. August is Gen Con in Indianapolis. 2 weeks later, I have Dragon Con in September in Atlanta. And then that is basically my last hoorah, hopefully, until QuestCon, because I will be living in the convention center for about a week and a half, making sure that everything is going smoothly and everyone has all of the little things that they need.
Out of curiosity, over the last year and a couple months, how many conventions have you been to?
Oh, hang on, let me look at my badge wall real quick.
Okay.
I'm about an 8 or 9.
Okay.
8 or 9.
All right.
Yeah. So.
What has been one of your favorite experiences from advertising for QuestCon?
My favorite experiences. The traveling. I love that. I love going places and meeting people, and doing all of that fun stuff. My favorite experience, definitely, and I think everyone knows the answer to this question hands down, is Dragon Con. That is like my mecca. Like if I could go and be anywhere 24/7, it would be Dragon Con. Just the energy of the people there and the excitement, and it's just because it's not just the convention itself. It's the people there, and the people make that convention.
All right. Now, would you consider yourself a gamer?
Yes. I hate to say that with everything going on lately, I haven't really had the time to play anything. But yeah, I got into gaming probably when I was 13 or 14, and I am like an original like Ultima Online player. Like my if I turned my account back on right now, I'd probably be like 16 or 17 years old. And so, yes, I was a tamer archers for the win, me and my dragons. Loved that game. Played it for so many years. And then I grabbed Warhammer Online on its release, played that to max level, played around. I loved how that game worked with the public quests and stuff like that. I tried Rift out for a little while. It wasn't really my jam. But then yeah, and then I did a little bit of like console gaming and stuff like that. But PC Master Race, no offense.
None taken. Trust me, I'm right there with you.
But yeah, I'm super excited for Pantheon to come out. So I'm definitely gonna give that one a whirl, after it comes out. And we have our first QuestCon over with, so hopefully it'll land like right in that time frame.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Now, are you going to be participating in the QuestCon D&D game that we're just starting up?
I'm going to try. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I'm going to try it. Everyone keeps asking me to play D&D, so if I can find time out of my schedule of zero time whatsoever, and sleeping, because I wake up one day and I'm like, oh, did I eat today? No, I was building things. I forgot. Um, but I will try to give it a shot.
They say sleep is overrated.
I love sleep. Everyone who's traveled with me anywhere knows that you do not approach me without coffee in the morning.
And for good reason.
Yes.
Do you have any advice or tips for the people out there that may be considering getting into cosplay?
Let's see. um, Tip advice rule number one: to make sure that you can go to the bathroom. Because I have a few of those where I cannot go by myself and I need help. Shout out to everyone who's ever helped me go to the bathroom at a convention. um, uh, Something is always going to break. It's okay. You cannot be super type A about construction and durability and yeah. It's gonna break. It happens. My big dragon shoulder pauldron broke in the last hour at MomoCon, and I was like sad. But I took it home. I still haven't fixed it yet. It's still sitting in the closet. Another thing would be a good paint job can fix anything. Anything. Good paint job. Work on your paint job and your weathering skills, and the rest is easy peasy. Cosplay doesn't have to be expensive. You can definitely make it out of like thrifting and like craft foam and stuff like that. Like if you're scared of Warbler and you don't want to go out and like hawk $80 off on a giant sheet of it, you can make anything out of foam. Amazon is your friend. Amazon is your friend. Definitely. But yeah, and I don't like, there's a lot of people who are a little bit of an elitist in the thing about like you literally have to like make everything that you wear. And it's for cosplay is fun. That's why it's called cosplay. Like it can be whatever you want, just put your heart and your soul into it, and if you really try, like people will see that. And that's really what matters. And I would say, like, as far as wanting to cosplay something, like, if you love it, then be it. Like, there's no reason why you can't cosplay whatever you want to cosplay, no matter what anyone says. Like, there's so much, like, hate and negativity about people wanting to portray certain characters, and I think it's stupid, personally. Like, if I want to be someone, I'm going to be it, and I honestly don't care what anyone else, like, thinks about it. So, that's just me. It's gonna be great, honestly. Like the way that it's shaping up, obviously it's way bigger than we initially intended it to be. Somehow it was like, oh yeah, let's do this fun little, convention, and it's like surprise, we're like 5 city blocks. Gonna be, but yeah, it's definitely like we want to cultivate an experience. We want you to be immersed. We want you to have fun. Like, and I know we drill that over and over and over again about, like, not being a traditional, like, come buy things and see guests and leave. Like, we want you to hang out with us. Like, it's our job to go to other conventions and nitpick, like, all of our favorite little things that we like about it. And, like, this works, and this works. Like, this is what made me want to stay. And we kind of want to just, like, jam-pack all of that into one place. Because, I can't tell you how many times that I've even gone out of town and gone somewhere and I was like, yeah, this is going to be a super awesome weekend. And then after the first day, I was like, I've pretty much seen everything. Like, there's not really anything I want to go back and do again or see, or unless I knew someone there, And hangout cons are fun and whatnot, but even then, you're just like, well, we're sitting outside doing nothing for like 14 hours. So that's really what we want to bring you. You know, something new, something, you know, that you don't get to see all the time, and that will make it worth the money that you spend to come see us. Like, you know, we want you to come, and we want you to feel like it was worth it to you. Like, you definitely, like, I need to come back next year to see what great things that they bring. Or, you know, I got to this and I got to this, and, you know, I wish I had more time in a weekend to go do these other things, you know. And so that's really the whole idea behind QuestCon, is we want it to be something that is memorable and something that you will never ever get bored of.